because everybody has a natural gift and talent to do, right?
Yeah, no.
Good. I had my mom, I had my dad.
Yeah.
But in school, it was hard for me to really stay focused, and like I was a knucklehead.
Welcome back, everybody, to another exciting episode here on Chasing Heritage. Today, we'll be speaking to a powerhouse in athletics with a background in education and serving and leading others well. He owns his own private athletic business where he teaches youth and other educators how to best teach and support physical education. Mr. Neil Hawkins is here with us today. Thank you, Coach. Yeah. What a pleasure it is to have you on Chasing Heritage.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. It's an honor. I'm just thrilled to be here and to be a part of this podcast. It's been great. I've been watching it, and I love the information that it's promoting. So
awesome. Thank you for that, Coach.
Yeah.
And I've had the pleasure of knowing you for about 7 years now.
7 years?
I think it's been about that long. Coach.
7 years?
We're going to call it 5 to 7. 5 to 7. But we've been able to develop a very strong relationship over our time and you being here in Georgia.
Yeah.
But what really inspires me the most about you, Coach, is your energy and everything that you bring, not just to athletics, but really anything you put your heart into.
Yeah.
And, to be that type of person, there's a backstory and there's a background. So just share a little bit about, kind of what you're doing today, what that life looks like, and we'll touch base about, your history.
Okay, fine. So I'm Coach Neil. Everybody know me as Coach Neil, especially in the Henry County area.
Yeah.
Right now, I currently own my own business called Hawkins Athletics, where we provide private schools, churches, daycare centers, anybody who has alternative education resources. Our service to bring physical education to their center, to their space, outside, wherever they are.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important that all kids have the opportunity to learn through sports. I've been a recipient of learning through sports, and it got me far in life.
Right.
Especially from the first coach that I've met to now being able to coach kids. It's really impacted my life, and I want to continue to do that for kids.
Yeah.
So it's going great. We're expanding. We're in Henry County. We're in Atlanta. And it's going great. It's going great.
No, I love that for you, Coach. And, for someone who's got to see you work with the children, this is what God made you to do, is to teach and live and really breathe athletics.
Yep.
But, something that you said was, athletics is needed for every single human being.
Yeah.
And, physical activity really keeps us alive, right?
Yep,
It keeps our blood flowing. There's so many health benefits.
Yeah, so many.
There's emotional, social benefits. Can you just talk a little bit more, to some of the benefits of, being an active kid and not just being in your house playing video games all the time?
So I believe a lot of the benefits come from just being active. When you play, your body is out there. It's easy to engage more in what you're doing, especially more so not specifically males, but we have to be moving, and all kids, especially now after COVID, man, it's been a challenge for a lot of kids to be in a setting where they have to sit still and learn a specific way.
Yeah.
Studies show that through movement, kids can learn better. It's proven.
Right.
It's facts now. So
yes.
I'm able to step into a space where I'm giving kids the opportunity to learn better through sports, and not just any sports that they like to play. I think having choice in the things you want to do also helps connect more when you're available to get that opportunity. A lot of the schools now, it's so set on specific standards where it limits them. If they don't like volleyball, why should they play it?
Right.
I like to give kids choice and have the environment and space set for them to be successful through the movement and things they already like to do.
Yeah.
So I found success in that. Yeah.
Yeah. So in highlighting one of your points, right, which is you've got your main sports, right?
Yeah.
You got basketball, football, baseball, softball, volleyball, and that's pretty much it down here. there's a few, pockets of soccer, but that's really all that exists.
Yeah.
And so children, and you can speak to this, they like any game that gives them movement.
Yeah.
Any game that gives them freedom. Any game that's getting their blood flowing, teamwork, getting to look up or look forward to seeing your coach. Like, just share some of the options that you offer through Hawkins Athletics.
So a lot of other alternative sports that we typically do that is not common is like field hockey. It's a really good sport that teaches hand-eye coordination, and a lot of kids lack that when they first pick up a stick and try to hit a ball in a goal. So that's something that we teach.
So I know hockey with ice and checking people, right?
No, this is a little bit safer than that.
Tell us what field hockey is. What is field hockey?
It's basically ice hockey without the ice, without the skates. You run and you are able to maneuver the ball through just playing on a flat surface.
Okay.
So it's not specific to a certain climate or setting.
Yeah.
And it's great. You can play it in the street, you can play it on the grass, you can play it anywhere where a ball can roll and you can hit it with a stick. It's easy. Another sport that we do that's not as common is lacrosse. We've tried lacrosse, and a lot of kids, find success in being able to share the ball while flicking the stick.
Yeah.
Using two hands. So it's a lot of unorthodox styles to different sports that kids may not know they have a genuine gift in unless they are introduced and have the opportunity to play it. And I feel like with me, even because you brought up soccer and we have this league, I didn't really like soccer until I played it.
Yeah.
I watched it and it didn't look like a cool game to play. It was pretty basic as far as just kicking the ball, running a lot, but it's a lot of strategy in that game. And I'm a strategy person, so I found a likeness for soccer after playing it.
Yes.
And some kids might have an opinion about a sport before they actually play, and it hinders them from seeing if that's something they're really gifted at.
Yes.
So having the exposure to do something is really important for kids.
Yeah. And you really nailed something right there, which is this predisposed idea of what I can and cannot do.
Yeah.
That the world kind of sets the frame for our youth these days. But in reality, if you're talented in basketball or football or volleyball or baseball, you have the basic hand-eye coordination, the the physical ability to really branch out and play a lot of other sports.
Yeah.
One of the ones that I love to see that you brought to our school actually was tennis.
Yeah.
I have two daughters. Both of them absolutely love playing tennis. And because in our area we have lots of tennis courts, most of the time they go unused.
Yeah.
So for people who live in areas, if you go check out your local tennis court, there's probably nobody there.
Probably nobody
right?
there.
And so that's kind of sad though, because we invest all this time and all this money, government resources, to build these courts, and then no one uses them. So, utilizing and playing tennis, I think, is one of the coolest things that I believe most children, really love to play.
Yeah.
So you brought up our nonprofit Christian athletic league, which is called Just Kingdom Sports. Share a little bit with us. What is Just Kingdom Sports?
So Just Kingdom Sports is a faith-based organization we created together to really just bring in anybody and all kids to learn sports, but also to just feel the love of Christ. That's the center focus. And through that, we've grown from just one small team of basketball to now over 600 kids a year that participates in multiple sports. So it's a true testament to what God can do. And to add, it's free. Anybody could play, from ages 4 to 16. And it's been going great. I'm really happy to be a part of it, not just to be heading in the athletic space of it, but to see how many people's lives have been changed through that league. It's like the last 2 seasons, I think we had over 30 people get baptized after the season's over.
Yes.
So that to me speaks more volumes than just kids playing sports, but them being able to walk a life of wherever they are meet friends, meet people who love them, and see Christ in that, and then be able to commit their life to Christ is amazing, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I'll just
love it.
I'll just add to that. Give me some
I love
of that.
it,
Give me
bro.
some of
I
that.
love it.
It is really smoke and fire,
Yeah,
right?
bro. Yeah.
Because what JKS does is it goes to where the people are.
Yep.
We don't have to have a church.
Nope.
We don't have to have a building. JKS uses the space that's available, and we set out the goal, and the people come. And they get poured into on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. They get to hear the word of the Lord, and they get an opportunity to be in a Christ-filled community. And their background doesn't matter. Right?
Nope.
And that's one of the most exciting things that I love about the sports is because it takes a commonality, which is movement, physical activity, and it brings in another great commonality, which is we are all children of God.
Yeah.
And so whether or not a family may know that or live their life that way, they get to come and enjoy this free opportunity and really hear about the Lord. So great work in doing that. I'm grateful to be able to do that with you again for this year. I know we have basketball upcoming, and then we'll be also launching our flag football over the summer. So super excited about that opportunity to do the flag football. Have you ever wondered what makes the Montessori method so powerful? It means fostering independence, critical thinking, and confidence from an early age. Some of the world's most successful leaders were educated in Montessori environments, including Jeff Bezos, Larry Page, Sergey Brin, and Taylor Swift. If you want your child to grow in a proven, purpose-driven learning model, visit heritagemontessori.school to learn more and take the first step today. Another amazing thing that I find about you, Coach, is kind of your upbringing and your powerful story that you share about being a young kid kind of from the streets, right? and in an area where not everybody makes it out, so just share a little bit more of that story, because it's really, really powerful to anyone who can hear it.
So I'm originally I was born in DC, raised in Maryland all my life up until a couple years back before we moved to Georgia, but my upbringing wasn't so bad. It was good. I had my mom, I had my dad. But in school, it was hard for me to really stay focused, and I was a knucklehead in school. I'm gonna just be honest. I think nowadays people call them crash outs. But I really use sports to set a foundation to grow and to really get a hone on what was important. Because at the time, my mom was trying to help me, and she did what she could, And my grandparents was very, really impacted me in a way where they went to church almost every day. It seemed like, but that upbringing helped me to have the faith that I have now. I believe that back then, my grandparents instilled a lot of things, my mom, my dad, all of the people around me. That helps me now to understand what it was back then, and I didn't back then.
Right.
So I was in sports, all my young career, recreational sports, was able to play, and then as I got older and I started having kids, I was able to coach. I got the opportunity to coach, but I think the real reason why I took the opportunity to coach was because of my coaches growing up and seeing how much they impacted my life. So one of the coaches that I won't forget is Coach Barrett, who was one of the high school coaches at Oxon Hill. He would encourage me to be more focused, and how he would do that is he would relate things in the classroom to sports.
Ooh.
And it really helped me, man. One of the things that when I struggled in math, and why I'm so good at math now, actually, is that he broke it down. Free throws.
Ooh.
10 free throws, that's 100% if you make them all. 6 is 60%. So it just, he put things, he helped me to see that the classroom and sports was the same.
Yeah.
It just was never presented to me in a way that
Yes.
it was the same.
Yes.
So it helped me to start to focus more in it.
Yeah.
And that changed my life. It did.
Man.
It really changed my life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's powerful.
shout out
Coach.
to all the coaches who are being integral in the lives of the youth, because sometimes they look at school, especially nowadays, as not being necessary. But it really is. It really can help you, especially as you mature, get older.
Yeah. And I love your story so much, and it lets me kind of think back, at mine when I was a knucklehead, right?
Yeah.
And I was in school. I never really felt seen by any of my educators, none of my coaches, and so because I never really felt seen, I never felt understood. And because I never felt understood, I felt different. I felt like I was an outcast. And I really made choices to be different than everyone else. So I had, good people leading me, and I had opportunity, but I still didn't feel seen. I was never really connected. And so I love the fact that you're able to reach into these young people's lives, that you give them something greater to look forward to, but then you're connecting them to that, right? So it's more than just coach so-and-so, blase, blase. Like there's excitement, there's love, there's eye contact, there's a level of passion that exists there that I never really got to, experience. And it's one of the reasons why I'm so motivated in today to be able to give back and really impact and affect the youth in the way that we do. Another really awesome story that has a lot to do, directly with basketball, but also Montessori, is Steph Curry. Right? You know Steph Curry, right? Who does he play for?
Great shooter.
Who does he play for?
Warriors.
What is he known for?
Shooting.
Shooting what?
Threes.
Them bombs. He dropping them bombs like nobody else. Half court,
threes, man.
full court. He be throwing
Practice,
them.
man. Practice makes perfect.
So there's a really cool story about Steph Curry, and one of his college roommates did an interview about him and said, when they're sitting down doing the interview, saying, can you tell us, something about Steph, that kind of stands out. He's like, yeah, I'll tell you a story about, when we were in college. So Steph would never eat lunch with everybody else. He would always be gone. When lunchtime came, he wouldn't be anywhere to be found. So one day he went and grabbed him, went kind of looking for him. I was like, hey man, like where are you going? Like every day you get up, you leave us, like we're all talking about what we're gonna do over the weekend. And Steph tells him, well, I go shoot free throws. Every lunch I shoot free throws. And he's like,
Sound like KD.
where does that come from? He's like, all right, I'll share a story. So Steph's grandmother met with him when he was a little boy, when Steph said he wanted to be one of the greatest basketball players. And so she would make him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And so she told him that if he skipped lunch and he ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and went and shot free throws instead of eating lunch with everybody else, that he would have a better opportunity of being one of the greatest players. And so in college, Steph was still pretty good. It wasn't like he was some chump, right? He was dropping bombs on people then. But even at that point, when he was at almost the highest level of his career, he still took the time to do something to be unlike everyone else. And so it's that impactful moment, one, that he had with his grandmother, but also his direct ability to continue on and on and on with that into the future. So I hope for all the youth out there that when we show up, whether it be JKS or whether you be for Hawkins Athletics or Heritage Montessori School, that we are impacting these youth in a way like a grandmother, right? Or like a father, or like that coach that you had, or the coach that I never had. That's really what I want us to be embodying, and that's really a lot of what you do. So your faith, though, is also something that is incredible. You have some of the deepest, strongest faith out of any man that I've really met in my life. And, the biggest thing that comes to mind with that is your story about moving to Georgia.
Yeah.
So tell me that story again.
That's a good story, bro.
Because I love to hear it, and it fills up my spirit every time.
Yeah. So back in 2020, I started noticing things happening. Of course, the pandemic just kicked off, and people was getting sick, and it was craziness happening. But in my area, I own this townhome, and it was like row homes, townhomes.
Yeah.
In a nice area called Upper Marlboro, Maryland, in a community called Marlton, and we start noticing things. One day a house will go up for sale, and the next day it'll be under contract. And then the next week another house will be up for sale next to that one. It'll go under contract. People moving in the neighborhood. And on the other side of us, the same thing was happening.
Yeah.
And it just kept happening. And I saw so many new faces and people coming to the neighborhood. I'm like, maybe it's time to go. Maybe this is an opportunity. And I prayed about it, and me and my wife decided to sell that townhome and got a lot more for what we paid for it at the time.
Yes.
So then we went into this, we got under contract very quickly, maybe in the weekend, because, the interest rates was 0 or something. It was really low.
Yeah.
So people you would get 40 offers on the house overnight,
Right.
So it was a great time to sell. But in the process of looking for a new home, I found that these houses that we were seeking, getting outbid way too much. We couldn't afford it. So it was hard. And then we had an opportunity to visit down here. My wife has family. So we visited, talked to some people down here, and we liked it. The area was nice. It was it just was a different environment than we were used to, but that it could be a potential area that we could go to.
Right.
And I noticed that about 7 years prior, on Facebook, a memory came up and said, "I'm going to Georgia."
Ooh.
It was crazy that memory came up. But I did that after I moved, but that's another story.
Yeah.
So we visited here. We came back home, and I told my wife, basically we should pray and seek the Lord that we should be moving there. Basically to fast and ask God, like, should we go here?
Yes.
Because it's a great place. I mean, it's
Right.
cheaper. At that time, a house was probably like 200 and something thousand.
Yes.
In all areas, nice and so we fasted for like 20 days or 21 days, I think it was, and the Lord told us both, confirmed in both of us to move here.
I love that.
And through hearing that after the fast was over, and also during the fast, I was following this guy, really famous preacher in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I think it was, Mike Todd, about crazy faith, having crazy faith.
Yeah, I remember you sharing the book.
Meaning you only needed to believe for something 51%, and God would do the 49.
Yeah.
So just enough to move on it, and that really touched me. So we told our family we was going to do it. Of course, they didn't want us to do it.
Yeah.
They didn't agree.
Some resistance.
Just wait,
Some
just
resistance.
wait. Talked to our pastor at the time. He was like, yeah, well, you just hold off and just wait. It could be, challenging going there. At the time, my wife we both were working up there.
Right.
Didn't have any job here.
Yeah.
So I just felt the unction of the Holy Spirit to just go.
I love that.
So we sold the house, and shortly after, me, my wife, my 3 kids, and her dad also sold his house because it was such a good market. And we all moved down here, man.
That's fire.
Just moved down here. And
I love it.
The day I came down here, I found a job.
Yes. That's how God works.
The same day I came down here, I was working at FedEx over in Ellenwood, Georgia.
Right.
I mean, things lined up as if we didn't even move.
Right.
It was just being obedient. And I think that sometimes in life, you don't need to know the outcome of what is going to happen. I think God works through our situation while we're going through it. So you don't need to know the whole story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
And at the time, I was reading about all these men in the Bible doing these hard things, and they didn't know why.
Yeah.
And God didn't reveal it to them. He just needed them to move.
Yes.
And now I look back at it and I say, okay, God, now I know why you told me to move.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
because I'm impacting a lot of kids for you. So
Yeah.
this is great. It's great, man. But you got to be obedient.
Yeah, that's powerful, Coach.
Yeah.
And, with all the things that you do and, going from like a 9-to-5 job
Yeah.
to being an entrepreneur, running your own business,
Yeah.
For any entrepreneur out there, running your business is one of the most faith-filled experiences that you can really, go into.
Oh, yeah.
It really is, something that challenges you, that requires you to go it to the Lord, right?
Oh, yeah.
In prayer.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the challenges that we'll go through in that entrepreneur journey are the things that set us up for success financially.
Yeah.
They set us up for success spiritually, emotionally, in our families, but it's not without, that hard work.
Right.
So what's one of the most difficult things that you've kind of had to deal with in your transition from 9-to-5 to full-time entrepreneur, writing your own checks, having employees, doing the thing?
Well, for me, I think it's difficult to be, I went to school for business and got my degree at University of Maryland. And a lot of things that they taught you in business were very predictable and secular, driven. Like, find a problem, fix it, make a lot of money. It was very driven by numbers.
Yeah.
You know, and business. And to a certain degree it is. If you want to have a lot of money, then you should be on a certain trajectory and a scale where you can scale up to do that if that's your goal.
Yes.
But in business, I think it's hard when you have to look at your business sometimes not for the success of it, but for the purpose first.
Yes.
The purpose of why you're doing business.
Yes.
And I think sometimes people feel like if you start a business and you're not successful immediately, then the business is wrong or you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
The purpose of your business is to do what your gift is.
Yes.
I think that in entrepreneurship, that's the biggest, sometimes what holds people back the most is that if something doesn't work out in your favor right away, then the business is wrong or you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing.
Right.
I don't think you should look at business for a number standpoint. It should be whatever you like to do.
Yes.
Because everybody has a natural gift and talent to do, right?
Yeah, no. And
that's your business. Whatever that is, if you can speak well in front of people, that's your business.
yeah.
If you can play a sport, that's your business.
Right.
If you're a good writer, don't try to be a foot doctor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't try,
Of course.
Don't do something that's not your calling because you won't find success in it. Even if you find immediate success in it, it won't fulfill you in a way where what your talented and gift is will fulfill you.
Yeah.
Because there's rich people out here that have been successful in business, following different systems and doing things a specific way.
Yes.
Mentors and all these things, I get it. But some of them don't have that same fulfillment in it.
Yeah, they don't have the joy. You know, it's really missing. And everyone knows people who are successful, maybe they have beautiful families, and they get up and they go to work and they come home. It's like they done. There is nothing more to their life. And it's really difficult because they're 30, 40, 50, and it's like, how does that get reset for you? And if you know the Lord and you seek Him, that can recharge you, right? That can realign you. But if you don't know God and you're on that pathway, a lot of people just go on and on. So it's really critical for our youth to get those opportunities, right? To really be engaged.
Yeah.
And so you have, some beautiful children, right?
Yeah.
And you choose to send them to a Montessori school. It's a heritage Montessori school.
Yeah.
Can you just share a little bit about that experience and what that looks like for you as a dad, having, one student in traditional school and then other children in Montessori?
Yeah, so for me, I think my journey as far as my kids' education has been, it's been good because I've gotten to see 3 different styles of education.
Yeah.
Me and my wife educated our kids when we first moved down. We had the ability at the time to be able to just pour into our kids at a very young age.
Yes.
And I saw that they were growing, they were able to do things at 2 and 3 years old that a lot of kids probably wouldn't be able to do.
Yeah.
And then I saw them excel in public school, right? As soon as they was old enough to get in public school, I put them in there and they did well in public school. And then I saw them here at Heritage as a Montessori style school, and I see that it challenges them more.
Yeah.
It makes them more independent. And it's an expectation set on them here that I feel like isn't a reality in public or any other education.
This episode is sponsored by Heritage Montessori School in McDonough, Georgia. From pre-K through 12th grade, Heritage offers an elite education rooted in strong community and character development, with a 100% graduation rate and 75% of graduates earning college scholarships. Families know their investment matters. If you're looking for a place where education, leadership, and values come together, visit heritagemontessori.school and take the first step in your child's future. Why do you say that there's an expectation? Share a little more about that.
Because, okay, so for example, when I'm helping out sometimes maybe in a car line, I see these young kids, primary level kids, carrying their own items by themselves. Nobody's helping them. And they take pride in knowing that they can do it on their own. And when that is instilled in you at an age that you're under 2, it only gets better as you get older.
Yeah.
Versus a kid who's in elementary school and everything is done in a way where they are supported. Not to say that they're not supported here, but they're leaning more on the support than the independency.
Yeah.
And it can hinder them.
Yes.
So I think with Montessori, the independent aspect of Montessori is what I feel like is the biggest impact for kids.
Yeah.
Because at some point in life, you're not going to have mom and dad and grandma and granddad and auntie and uncle.
That's right.
So the sooner you get comfortable to be able to do things in a way where in your mind, I can do it.
Yes.
The easier you will be as you get older and mature.
Yes.
So I think that that's the biggest impact.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Yep. And I've had the great opportunity having both of my children be here at the Montessori school for their entire life, and just see at each plane of development their achievements, their inspirations, their love of learning, their excitement to go to a place where people are coming together, where education is the pinnacle, where principled action is at an expectation above and beyond most places that I enter into. And so I know without a shadow of doubt, by my children being in that environment where excellence is a requirement, means that they'll set that standard in any room that they go into. And so I don't want to raise followers, right? I don't want to raise lost sheep that just go out into the world and they don't know who they are and they don't know where they're going and they get caught up. I want to raise leaders, people who are setting the standards in all rooms that they go into. And it doesn't mean that you're not humble, and it doesn't mean that you don't learn. It just means when you enter a room, you come in there positioned with excellence and positioned at a pinnacle of principle. And you can be the teacher or the learner in that aspect and still set the standard. So that's what I really love, exactly about, the Montessori method and what we really do here.
Yeah, I like it, man.
So with your business coach, like, where do you see Hawkins Athletics going in the next couple of years? Like, what are your goals that you have for the organization? And, share a little bit more about kind of what you're offering currently as a business.
So God has given me the vision to, it's big.
Yeah.
God has showed me that He's going to have me impact the youth for many generations.
Yes.
And it's through the belief that is going to really help the kids to get there. They have to believe in it, but that I have to believe in it more. That's what God is telling me right now. And where I see myself is across Georgia and many states, and having impact in schools, in aftercare centers, in homeschool hubs.
Let's go.
In rec centers.
Let's go.
Everywhere, man.
Yes.
Any youth who wants to come and learn through sports.
Yes.
That's where I see my company.
Yeah.
And right now, our smaller goals is getting into the local schools, because that's where it counts right now.
Right.
Is being able to build relationships with people that are in control of the education. For example, here, you can dictate what the kids are learning. And it inspires me, because a lot of people don't have that autonomy to be able to see a enrichment program and offer it.
Yeah.
Public schools can't do that right away.
No, they cannot.
It takes a lot of red tape and knowing people, and to get into public schools to do certain things.
Yes.
Not to say that they're not available, but through the private sector of education, I feel like we're going to be able to reach a lot of kids.
Yes.
After school programs.
Yes.
And not just to reach kids, but communities that want to help the kids.
Right.
Because the kids aren't going to do what you tell them. They only do what they see you do. So if my mom says she wants to be this entrepreneur and she wants to have this lifestyle, and your kid come home and she sees their mom doing the same thing and not getting far in life, that's something that they might not want to pursue.
Yeah.
So you have to be the example. So the community has to be showing the kid what it looks like to do the things that they want to do. That's why I do these camps.
Yes.
These camps that I have, I bring people in that's already achieved something, that has the journey.
Yeah.
A D1 athlete, a high school coach.
Right.
That's doing it so that the kids can get live perspective of what it costs.
Yes.
What do you need to do to be in this position? And they won't learn unless you set the example for them.
That's right.
So that's where I see my company continuing, is reaching kids.
Yeah.
In any area of their life, because I think that a lot of kids, some kids aren't gifted in sports, but they might be a good actor.
Yes.
But through sports, I feel like you can get the most character development in the sports.
Yeah.
That can, articulate in every area of your life. Courage, teamwork, being on time.
Yeah. What about failure?
Losing.
Yeah.
Learning how to lose the right way.
How do you be humble in a loss?
These are all things
up.
that just don't relate to sports.
Right.
In business, in school, in relationships.
Exactly.
Hobbies, whatever it is, that always can help a kid in every area. So that's why I use sports to reach them, because it's something that I know will help them as they get older and learn from it.
Yeah. That's powerful, Coach. And I can firsthand, attest to the value of having a sports program. At Heritage, we start sports at 13 months. So very little kids are learning how to develop these skills because of exactly what you said. Children start learning as soon as they're here on the earth.
Yep.
Right? And it's up to us as parents, as educators, as community members to set the expectation and the standards that we want our children to rise to. And so by having athletics, not only are you physically giving their bodies exactly what they need, which is movement, but you're increasing that confidence, the hand-eye coordination, the teamwork, the communication skills, the independence that's required. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. You know, show me someone who gets up at 4 a.m. to go to the gym, and I guarantee you I'll show you somebody who's highly motivated. Okay? And that doesn't start when you're 35 and you're 350 pounds, unless you're highly motivated. If you can build that as a child, as a babe, you're instilling something in their life that nobody can ever take away. Motivation is not, you can't steal that from a human being.
No.
Right? You can challenge it, but if your motivation is greater than the problem or the situation, then you will overcome. And so that's what's really necessary in our world today. And it's not about money. You know, this is really disgusting thing happening right now to our youth, where people are only monetizing this natural desire to get outside. And, you know, not to call anybody out, but there's a lot of them, okay, in our area right now that are only about money. And it's not even about building character. It's not about building the children. It's not about the community. So we've gotten away from what sports used to be when me and you went to school. And we've transitioned into this place where it's pay to play. If you're only good, you get looked at. And for everybody else, go find something else to do. And so that actually doesn't work for 80 to 90% of the population. And so this is why Hawkins Athletics will achieve its goals, right? Hawkins Athletics, Just Kingdom Sports, will be in public schools. Why? Because we're taking it back to what it used to be. And you're seeing this shift because the money has driven it for so many years. They're cutting sports out altogether. They're cutting going outside out altogether in public schools. You go to any one of Henry County schools right now in elementary school, they only do 2 days of recess, Coach. 2 days of recess that they get to go outside, that they get to have free play. That is not enough physical movement. But the reason that they've made that shift is because the motivation is only around the money. It's not around building the kids in a healthy, desirable goal. So you're going into the schools to shift that for them, to solve a problem that only continues to get worse and worse. And it really requires, you know, a partnership from an organization like yours.
Well, I didn't know it was only 2 days, man. That's crazy.
It's only 2 days, man. It's terrible.
That's why we got obese
It's unacceptable. That and you know,
screens.
You know, Roblox, right? And tablets, and you know, forcing our children to learn off of a tablet in the public school. You know, like we're forcing this sedentary lifestyle, which is sit down, be quiet, and do what I tell you. And that's not getting anybody anywhere. So it's inspiring just to have you and your organization and really do, you know, what we're doing. Well, Coach, I want to thank you for coming in today and doing this interview with us. It's been really wonderful just, you know, kind of having you here. Go ahead and share a little bit about, you know, some things that you're doing right now, how people can get in touch with you.
So is that when I look at the camera now? All right, so if you're in the Atlanta metro area, please reach out to me if you're seeking any kind of athletics for your school. You might have an aftercare program. You might be in need of any kind of education through sports. Reach out to me. My phone number is 240-460-4244, and then you can reach me online at hawkinsathletics.com. My social media is Hawkins Athletics on all platforms, so you can find me.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for another amazing episode on Chasing Heritage. We had Coach Neil Hawkins with us today, the founder and CEO of Hawkins Athletics, one of my very good friends and faith brothers. Please follow and like him. If you're enjoying the content that you're watching on Chasing Heritage, make sure you like and subscribe. We need to continue bringing the highest level interviewees on this platform, and we can't do that without your support. Thank you so much for joining us for another great episode on Chasing Heritage.